What's up, guys? It's your boy Matt Arrington, also known as Mr. No Offense to Some. If it's your first time being on the platform, then welcome to the No Offense platform. But if you've been here before, then you already know you're in for a treat. Definitely today, we've got somebody, a person of interest that you should meet. And if you are watching this on your cell phone but happen to be close to your Roku television or Roku device, you can download the No Offense Network Roku app to be able to watch this on your TV. That way, you can use your phone for commenting or joining us in the chat if you got any questions or comments. Or hopefully you don't have any concerns, but you can feel free to voice those in there as well. Today we've got an awesome guest that you guys are get to be introduced to. Her name is Ray D. Some of you guys might already know who she is. For those of you who don't worry. But before we let you go today, we'll have that figured out. As always, hit the share button. Let your friends know that crazy guy's on. And he's got another amazing guest. You know what I mean? That way they'll get the opportunity as well. Like I said, this is streaming, so pull up a chair and let's get this thing kicked off. I'm going to go ahead and bring Ms. Ray on, and we're going to kick off this interview. How you doing, Ray?
Hey, blessings, prosperity, peace. What's going on?
Hey, I am definitely blessed to have you on the platform to get to learn about you and to hear your story and introduce you to our audience. Definitely thank you for taking the opportunity. And if it's okay with you, we're going to ask you a couple of questions. It is No Offense podcast, so feel free to answer, be yourself. And we don't really get too many people who don't answer the questions, but if it's for some reason it's a question you don't want to answer, it's completely fine.
Okay, I appreciate that, and thank you for the opportunity. I guess as long as we don't have to take shots if I don't answer or something like that, I should be
Well, I will have them. No,
good.
no, we're not going to do that today. But we're definitely going to hate. We're going to aim to have fun while we get to know a beautiful friend and a good, awesome colleague, hopefully in the future. So, if without further ado, you ready to kick this thing off?
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. So I always like to start from the very, very beginning. I feel like if you're gonna build, you got to make sure the foundation is solid. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay. So if we can, let's find out about where were you born and where were you raised?
Okay, well, I'm originally from Michigan, Grand Rapids, or as we call it, Gunru. I have been in Texas about 23 years. I think 2024 makes about 23, 24. God is good. I'm rep home all day long. Go Lions. I'll still be hollering that forever. I'm very proud of our team. And no, I just definitely I call myself a Chevy model built for tough, and that's giving respect to Chevy model, which is of course Michigan, and I'm a model, but then also built for tough because the mean streets of Texas have definitely showed me a lot of different sides, let's say. So here I am in the middle, repping for home, but sprinkled with a little of the southern.
So you got the best of both worlds down here. Well, sounds like we're definitely blessed to get that. That mix. It definitely creates a unique individual as yourself. So now you did say you model, but that's not the only talent that you have. We'll get to that for sure. Which is amazing because in this day and time, just having a plethora of skills is and trying to fit that all in 24 hours is crazy, right?
Even literally, yes.
So it's like, come on, man! If we could buy an extra hour or two, man, it would be awesome, right?
I know.
Um, so how was school and everything growing up in Michigan?
Well, for home, I mean, it seemed normal to me in the sense. I definitely didn't get the culture shock until I got to Texas. I think
Oh,
with me, the first 24 hours I was here, my mom was on. We were on our way to church, excuse me, and we were on our way to the Potter's house, I'll say, and we were passing an open field, and there was a longhorn whose head was through the barbed wire. He was eating grass right there by the street,
mhm.
and kind of freaked me out. So from that point on, my head was on a swivel for the rest of the time here. With school, it was different. I'd say I've been a couple different ranges of Texas. I started with Louisville for seventh and eighth grade, and I still got some longtime friends I have from that journey. And then my mom moved to Arlington, go
Okay.
Bowie Balls, '01 all day. And I graduated in Arlington. So I kind of just stayed, over the course of growing up and learning. I'm very appreciative. I still have a lot of my friends from, the high school, even from Michigan and Texas. So it kind of works in this day and age, also with motivation. But schooling was pretty interesting. I was the one that knew everybody, but still kind of quiet and to myself. I'm proud to say I was a virgin until I graduated. So that's one thing that people don't get to say all the time.
Woo, 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 woo. All right, focus on the books. All right,
Yeah,
focus on the books, not the looks. I got you. I
I'm
got you. I
just
got you.
saying, I knew everybody. I knew who was talking to who though too. They kept paying attention with all the stuff. So, but it makes for a good atmosphere now, being grown. I usually can walk in like any setting, including our reunion, and feel like I'm just easy breezy. I can't speak for everybody else and they, what they how and whys, but it's all love. I love all the people that I've got a chance to grow with over school, and now we're adults. So God is good.
Man, and that definitely sounds like an awesome personality. Be like you said, to be able to walk into a room and no matter what it is, just still be comfortable. Not everyone can say that for in this day and time, especially when you talk about high school, where you know back then we might not be the same people now, and
Mhm.
just to be a solid, consistent person
Yeah.
from then into now. That's definitely amazing. What were some of the things that you like to do when you were growing up, as far as hobbies and things like that, when you had spare time?
Oh man, what didn't I do? I still do cartwheels, so cartwheels have always been in my blood. Anytime I get to a beach, a cartwheel is happening. So you'll be seeing one of those posted. I'd say about in 2 weeks out there in LA. So you'll pray for me. And no, I did. I mean, typical growing up, climbing trees, double dutch. Being in Michigan, I would say when we got off the bus, we had so much snow, so we would immediately get off the bus, drop your bag, and start making snowballs. That way,
Man,
whoever else was getting off the bus, you could just start throwing them. You got, about 5 seconds, 10 seconds before they got a chance to make their snowball. So we had good fun. Going to school with wet clothes, waiting for basketball and track, always having to wait for my coaches to dry my pants and shoes and stuff before I go to school, stuff like that. That was for Michigan. And then for Texas, I really got my foundation. Like I've always been a flower child. I'm always give peace a chance, try to look at the best in people until they show you different. For here, when I got here, I didn't know anybody within thousands of miles. So of course I've always had that, head on the swivel, stay on your side, I stay on my side. And then going to the Potter's house, which got me the chastity ceremony. I did step ministry. I did the firehouse, which was the children's ministry. So it started to open my personal skills with Texas people, figuring out what Texas is about. And I still have a lot of those relationships as well to this day. So I was a president or co-president of DECA, which is one of the different clubs that is in school that we learned a lot. I worked at the school store, so everybody always knew when it was time for the breaks between class, get you a honey bun, go get it
man,
warmed up, come holla at me. That's probably another reason why I was cool with everybody in school because they'd be like, I'm coming by to get a pencil because, I got a test. So can you hook me up with like two pencils, stuff like that. So it was always love. But, I did track, I did basketball, set ministry, of course, obviously. Chastity ceremony was good. Debutante program, I did that as well. So that learned etiquette and posture. And so list goes on.
man, that is definitely amazing. And shout out to your parents and things for keeping you in those programs as well. One thing you said there that was, and you brought up, for one, you brought up some memories because some of those programs I haven't heard in a minute. But just as you were saying them, I'm like, you were busy. Like you had a full schedule. Like you've been doing this for a minute, as far as making the most of 24 hours,
Literally.
and in a positive direction. You know what I'm saying? So that's hats off to you for sure.
Yeah.
When did you enter into um, the modeling and things like this? Was this something that you were already kind of had your eye on as you were as a child, or
Ugh.
what led you into that?
We're gonna pray first of all. No.
Oh snap! Okay, well, we're gonna bring on the straps for the Pandora's box. Here we go.
Just had the holy oil, like somewhere close now. No, it's actually a pretty intriguing story. I initially at that time when I was doing all that in high school, I was actually working too. So I was a part of the work from home program where I got to leave after lunch to go to work. And my grandma made sure I had a car. So that's what really started like, okay, I can move around now. What? No,
What?
that was a blessing. And I had money because I was working.
Right.
So over the course of time, then again, being a virgin, and I only bring that up just to know that teens, kids, you don't have to be out here doing what everybody else is doing. You can
Right.
be the original. You can set and do the trend setting. People will come along eventually. Sometimes it's out there lonely, but God is good to where you can hold that platform. So I just say that as far as if you do hold your virginity, be respectful, be proud of it. It's nothing wrong with that. So let me put that out there. But
Right.
all that being said, me not necessarily dibbling and dabbling like everybody else in high school, I had to start figuring out how to set my personality and my foundation.
Right.
And so at that time, it was kind of harder because, again, trying to be in with the in crowd, but then also still having my own individual look.
Gotcha.
Now, modeling, I would honestly say it started with my writing. I've always been a writer. I love, poetry, plays, short stories, just always been my thing for creativity. But it was mental. I had to figure out how to make it now, in my mind, look physical, something that I can show. So in high school, I went out for like homecoming queen. That was the first thing that I was like, okay, if I get this, then I definitely know I'm onto something. But it was just kind of to step outside the box. So once I realized you could step outside the box, I started to kind of push the envelope a little bit. After I graduated, I was hanging out, so I was getting dressed. I mean, I'd have a new outfit every time we went somewhere, and that was with what working full time, going to school, all types of stuff. So it started to kind of build that beauty. I would create what I thought was beautiful.
Right.
And most of the time I hit it out the park. I'm not going to say I was perfect. There was one or two times where it was like, let's go back to the drawing board, but that comes with growth in its own self. This round, that was the first round. So that was when I was doing music, poetry, plays. I had my son who he was a kid at the time. So, just trying to find something to do to get this creative juice out.
Right.
Um, that time of modeling was pretty cool. I ended up doing a church fashion show. And that kind of just started that bug where it was like, oh, okay, I can just put on clothes and just do some cute poses. I can't tell you where those pictures are. I can't tell you if anybody recorded it. I just remember the ladies was happy because you can see the church hats. I remember that. And it was a good experience. It opened that door to say, if I take one step, God will take two. And he'll make sure that I'm comforted in that. Mind you, we got dressed in the bathroom. So it wasn't like we had like this creme de la creme. It was like, okay, let's get it, quickly done and get it in. And it was like over before I knew it. And I was like, okay, was that it? So at that time, I was pushing more for music.
Right.
Now, this second round, and I call it the second round because, of course, with age comes wisdom. I will literally in 10 days be 41. Whoop whoop. Thank you. No pictures, no pictures.
Happy early birthday. Did we get it in first? I know it's a little early, but I want to make sure we got you. We
Thank
told you, right? All right.
you.
Happy birthday.
Yes, I receive it. I appreciate it. Yes, I party all month, so you're right on time.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
no, I say this second round because if you ever have been around me and this is just in general, people will always be able to tell you, I call it my Oprah special. I get bigger, I get smaller. My weight will come and then it'll disappear. You can always tell in my face by my dimples and my chin. If I can do like this and I don't have a double chin, then I'm losing weight. We're gonna pray about it. And this time it was like I had to replace what I felt I was missing. Let me say it like that. For every man that told me I wasn't big enough, small enough, cute enough, tall enough, light skinned enough, whatever enough, for every person that I gave them my wholehearted transparency and they used it for bad or they used it for their good. And once you figure it out and you have to lose that person, it hurts, but they're at more of a loss because they don't have you and they know you're a good person. That's what I'm going through now, which is having to prune. I'm always having to prune around me. But I just pray about it. I'll leave that in God's hands. So modeling, to bring it back to the topic, opened that door for me. It's to say, however I feel, whatever I want to do is coming. And then I can be able to execute it. I don't have to worry about what people think. I don't have to worry about what people care. There's so many people that tell me I inspire them. Like now, I just put on a little bit of eye candy and some lashes just to have some color. This is just kind of like a throw. It's like a fall style, like where I just pulled it at the top and it fell together. But for me, it's like, okay, this is a comfortable look because again, I don't try to wear a lot of makeup. A lot of my models are teens or kids, and I don't want them to feel like you have to wear makeup to be cute. Like,
No,
you
you're
know,
beautiful. You're beautiful, Leon. And I gotta commend you on that, on the confidence, because uh, that right there is something that you said was that you already know who you are. You know, you already know who you are, not who the world wants to try to make you, but like
Absolutely.
who you are, and finding your way to shine in that, and standing in that truth. That's an amazing feat. And as far as everyone else who had something to say, who what do they know anyway, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, they watching now, so in Jesus' name, we're
do they
gonna
see
thank
it? Do they see it yet?
we appreciate your support all day. Well, blessings. Let's keep this train on rolling. It's like, I'm
Yes,
just
ma'am.
saying. No, but it took time. I'm not gonna say it's perfect. It's okay to it's I have to tell people it's okay to not be okay. I don't have all okay moments all the time. Right now, I mean, you and I, when we had a chance to talk,
Yes, ma'am.
last week, and it was a really good conversation. We both was energized. Here we are today,
Yes, ma'am.
bringing that energy to the world now, literally. And the cool part is, at that conversation, I won't say that I still wasn't having soft and down moments. They do happen.
Yeah.
And I know I'm supposed to be doing this interview from New York Fashion Week, so I could be like, okay, here's Times Square, whoop to whoop, da 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 da. Yep, we just got off the runway, da da da. Like, and not having
Exactly.
that, I'm a little bummed.
Yeah.
But the better, greater good was I don't play about my kid, and if I don't need a phone call to be like, Mom, I don't feel good, because guess what? Me and Southwest will be ripping that ticket right back up so we can bring myself right back home. You know,
Hey, I'm
so
a I'm a firm believer in God's timing. I'm really like I really believe that uh, there's a divine plan, and things happen or don't happen for a reason. And just as you know, like you said in your career, um, if it there you're gonna run into people in your life and opportunities in your life, but just that doesn't necessarily mean that they're permanent or that they are the no all or be all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just doing the most important thing is that your son's fine, obviously, and that you're able to be his parent. You know what I'm saying? So that there'll be plenty of other opportunities. Speaking of which, with the modeling that you do, for those who haven't seen it, make sure that you follow Ray on IG and on Facebook. We'll make sure that you get those pages from her before we let her go today. But if we can, let's back up a little bit about your music. When did you discover that you were a talented singer and songwriter as well, and decide to pursue that?
that came pretty much, I would say, second grade. I had an amazing counselor at the time who just gave me the safe space to be me. At that time, it was kind of different going through, trying to understand what my mom's going through, understand what my dad's going through, what's the deal with this and parenting, and why are we not all the time getting along, and trying to figure out stuff that was where now I would say kids don't rush to grow up. Okay, make sure parents can still feed you and pay for you in Jesus' name. But
Right? Amen.
I know. Okay, we got to build a cake today, and I'm looking like, huh?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I'll be working overtime tomorrow to make sure that's on the next check. Like, that's serious. But it's really just at that time, second grade was where I was trying to find myself, and
Mhm.
that just again comes back to what I'm saying about modeling. Like, I had to get inside. I call it into me see. It's intimacy, but it's into me see. I look inside myself. I'm trying to figure out who I am and what my purpose is.
Got
Second grade gave me that door to start writing like poetry and plays, and I still have the books that I wrote in. Actually, ironically, which is a blessing just to see how much my creative skills have grown. And that's where the music came from. Music was my expression, giving me a chance to let it out. I don't want to, of course, do anything illegal or get in trouble to try to let it out. I don't want to throw a temper tantrum. I don't want to fight anybody. I don't want to throw a fit.
right.
So music became my outlet, and it's definitely still there. My son actually said it. I'm so like honored and teared up in the same breath, but I hadn't told anybody. He was like, when he said it, he looked like he was mad, but he was like, "Ugh, Mom, will you already just like stop, torturing us and join the choir? Like, you should have been in the choir. You were getting on my nerves because you be singing all the time and you need to be in the choir." And I'm like, okay, well, I'm usually in the choirs at church. I just hadn't joined now because of my schedule. He was like, well, you need to make it work. And I was like, okay. Like, what do you say to that? So, needless to say, I definitely, per my son's request, need to get back on my grind with music and I won't say stuff, avenues, every single one of them, because he was just like, "Ugh, Mom, really? Like, you know you sound good. It gets pretty bad when he's playing video games and I'm singing through the house, and then his coworkers or his video game people are like, "Oh, your mom sounds good. Tell her she sounds good." And I'm like, oh, "I forgot y'all are on microphones. They can hear me." So it's just one of those things to where music will always be my love. I listen to music every morning. Like my job allows me to listen to music, so it's a plus. I'll be there every day just because I can listen to music and enjoy creativity. So
That is amazing. Who are some of the artists that you like to listen to, and how did they inspire you as far as finding your creative sound?
that's everybody. You can kind of pull. There's only a few that are on my no list. Definitely don't want to say their names in the sense of negativity.
Right.
But yeah, there's a couple where I'm like, what is that? Mm-mm, no, I'm good. So good. Blessings to you. No. Mm-mm.
I
But
have a
even if
few.
I met him, I'd be like, hey, blessings to you. I wouldn't even be like, I like your music, because I would be lying in the sense of it's just not my cup of tea. I
Right.
wouldn't want my models, my team models who watch me, I wouldn't want them to listen to that. Now,
Right.
in that same breath, do I have to give respect where respect is due? Absolutely. You got your Meg the Stallions, your Nicki Minaj. I know they feud or whatever, but they ain't got nothing to do with me because they didn't pay my bills.
Right.
And Frankie, I love just her energy. I love her flow. I mean, that's just the fact that that's showing you can pull yourself up by your bootstraps no matter what circumstance. People gonna hate anyway. But
Right.
like music like that, yeah, it's still the same message where I really wouldn't want my younger teens and models and kids listening to it, but I get it. Everybody has to have a way to be creative and let it out. Now, in that same breath, I'm an old school baby. So you can always throw on Frankie Beverly and Mace, your Luther
Okay.
Vandross, your Keith Sweat. If you really want to play, get you some Jeffrey Osborne.
Get you out of my library. Stop
You
this. What?
know,
What?
whispers up in your life with the mustaches. Like, come on.
What?
Like,
Stop it. Stop, man. I got to start checking them back. I'll be convinced some of y'all be seeing my music collection back there. Wherever you going on, y'all be going on.
yeah,
Look at y'all. All right. All
no.
right.
Shoot, pop, pop, pop goes my mind. I mean, hey, we can do this all day. I'll switch from old to new to just get my energy and my vibe. Because when I'm tomboy, or what I feel like right now with my extrovert, that's more of the energy. That's more of the, that's where Cameo. I got to meet Cameo when I was like 8 years old, and he had on the red jockstrap. When I met him,
Really?
I'll never forget it because I was
Man.
like, oh my gosh. And my mom was like, that's a part of his outfit. And I'm like, but are you sure? Like, and he was so tall and so gracious. And yeah, it was like, I could tell you stories all day long of celebrities I met and how I was just like, oh my gosh.
That's good.
Um, but that's where we pay homage to. One of my cousins over in Plano is best friends with Gladys Knight. And so I've always wanted to meet Queen Gladys. And so that's why I say you got your Mary J. Blige, you definitely got your Missy Elliott's, you even got your Eves, your Janet Jackson. So like we would be here all day long just cutting from different cloths of what they bring to the table. Um, so it's a little bit of everybody. Now I'm an eclectic. So I still get your Billie Eilish, I'll get you, I'll get in there with some Miley Cyrus. I definitely go in there with this Brittany B, so I'm not a bandwagon fan though either. I'm not, I don't have to be a part of the Beehive and all the different stuff. Again, respect them for their craft and their creativity and their beauty. Amazing. I won't pay that money to go see Beyonce, not when people put it on YouTube. I'm sorry, I love you, but
Ooh.
that's just me personally. I have a thing called a mortgage that I'm about to get back to work after this to make sure I pay. So
Understand.
I'm just saying. But do I still respect and adore every piece of the creative art and all the pieces? Yes, because it's an expression. You're still expressing yourself. She's not hurting anybody. She ain't, had people doing, well, as far as I can see, stuff that she ain't say go rob Walmart to Target, and you know what I mean? So it's kind of,
Right.
let her do what she do. But I personally, like right now, I just saw Usher's tickets, which he's coming. I didn't get to see him when I was in Vegas. So I
Right.
was like, okay. So somebody said the tickets was like $700. Yeah, no, I'll wait for people to put it on YouTube. I'm sorry.
Get that free 99 ticket.
Hey,
Mm.
Okay,
Ain't mad at you.
can watch it multiple times with different popcorns.
Hey, you two gonna cut the check. We'll help you run it up, brother. You know what I'm
Run the numbers up. I swear. Look, I got 3 phones now apparently. So shoot, we can watch it from all 3 to get your numbers up, buddy.
Hey, I understand it. I understand it 110%. The tickets used to cost a little less, but it seemed like we used to make a little more too. So it we balance out. I don't know.
But you still can catch a Frankie Beverly and Maze for a good price now with that all white now. So
I
it depends on the artist.
I actually got a chance to see Frankie Beverly and Mason when they came to Florida. Yeah, yeah.
Man,
That man, Stepper. It's different when you see the Steppers in the aisle. Like that's one of them concerts where people still come out these seats to dance. Man,
absolutely. I stood up for
it's
4 hours.
different.
I was
Yeah.
for like 3 days, and then I wore blue. Go
See,
figure. So next
man,
time I will wear white.
it is definitely amazing. Yes, ma'am. So what are some of the things? Like you said, you have models who work under you. What are some of the things that you learned in your modeling career that you look for, and other uh, prospects as far as so you can identify, hey, this person may be good for this particular industry versus this person maybe need to be culture, or hey, maybe this industry is not necessarily for this person. What kind of things help you with that?
Man, it's always a never-ending cycle. Let me say that. For example, I'll start with myself, and it'll give you perspective. Initially, when I was modeling, I was just happy to get down the runway. And I would just be flailing my arms. I'd be kind of throwing my head. I got one picture where, and I'll never forget it. I kind of don't want to post it either, but I'll never forget it. I was in the midst of, I got time today, and I was in the middle, and I was getting it so hard that my face is scrunched, and the picture is just like, and I was like, not the right time to be on the runway with that. But that was just my learning lesson.
Hmm.
Um, so for me, growing, I had to reel it back in. I had to
Hmm.
keep it extroverted, but reel it in some. And over the years, which this is now I'm 3.5 years of modeling, I've learned to form it into a way that works for me. Now,
Gotcha.
with that being said, I had it to where I did Dallas Fashion Week, and one of the designers who I've got to work with a year prior on a whole nother show, I wasn't even his model. He was like, "Now you're starting to look like a high fashion model. Let's continue with that." And
Okay.
so now every time you see me, I'm trying to push towards that high fashion in my mind. What I think is still keeping true to my locks, keeping true to natural face, keeping true to who I am, but at upscale. Again, I was
Right.
supposed to be at New York Fashion Week, so that would have reeled it back in to show that I'm still capable with this new body, Audie. And I say I'm thick slim, not slim thick. I'm thick slim. Um, but that's okay. I can do it in September. And so that's where that comes from. So, saying all that to say, when I look at a model, first of all, it's your drive,
Right.
period. You can be cute. You can feel you okay. You can feel you so so. You can feel you want to work on this. You can change this. You can cut your hair off. You can do all of that. But your drive is what drives you because when I stop driving for you, I need you to still be driving.
Right.
Everybody who knows me knows I'm networking all the time. Like there is probably not a time that I don't have, and especially now that I have 3 phones, I'm always
In the little time that I've known you, I have got to say my definition of networking has been exceeded, blown out of the water. From this point on, I need to know: do you network or do you network like Ray? Because if you network like Ray, we gonna need to. Yes, I'm need to. Yeah, we need to get this. Yeah, yeah. Because I'm hanging on. I'm hanging on right now. You know what I'm saying? So definitely cut
gracias,
that down.
bendiciones. Yes, like my drive, even my teens. So for example, if I have a teen, prime example, I'll use my niece. My niece hit me up. Well, my sister hit me up and was like, "Hey, what started you with modeling? I'm ready for my daughter to get started." And I was like, "All right." I said, "How old is she?" She was like, "She's 18." I was like, "All right." I said, "Tell her to hit me up. Tell her to send me a DM. Tell her, Auntie is your niece. That way I know who it is." And so initially, where I was like, "Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to do a model walk for me." And I sent her one of my videos that I did on a casting I did. And so within 24 hours, she had a video ready for me. Now, she was like, "Excuse the background, excuse I ain't got no heels on." And I'm like, "I'm not worried about all that. I just wanted to see your determination. I don't care if you had Elmo in the background. It's
Right.
the fact that if I ask for something, that means I either saw something or I want to see something."
Right.
And trust me, designers are the exact same way. If they ask you for your measurements, baby, you better stop 2 seconds what you're doing and send them because you never know if they're making you a custom made outfit
Right.
that you may get to keep, or if they're doing something to get you in a line where you may be the headliner or close out the show. I'm just saying. So that takes the first part for me. I'm going to test you. I hate to say it as test, but that's what it is. I'm going to let you know what I need. Okay, I need you to do this. I need you to call this photographer and get headshots. If in a week you got that done, I know you're ready. Because everything I throw at you, I'm going to be like, here it is, here it is, here it is. Prime example with my niece, that same day, I tagged her in 61 posts that were talking about castings all over the United States and a couple international. That was to make her look at what's really out there. And that way she can see, okay, am I going to try for this casting? What are they asking for? I'm going to give her the tools because that's my niece. But I also want her to do her homework, because if she's really wanting it, she'll start posting up with model walk videos. She'll start posting up with headshots. She'll start posting up where she's doing her makeup or selfies or whatever. You see what I mean? So the drive is being and all. Number two, if I ask you to do something, I'm probably asking for a reason, because you don't know who I know or who's
Right.
asking me for something. Prime example, I always have people asking me to model. It's a blessing. So many people are like, every time I see you, you always working. And I just have to put my head down so humbly, because that's like, thank you, Lord. Every time I hear somebody say it, thank you, Lord,
Amen.
because the shows are coming back paid. So now that they're coming back paid, thank you, Lord, that I continue to work. I'm claiming increase. I'm claiming sponsorships. If you'd like to sponsor me for my hair, my lashes, something, holla back, this makeup, whatever, I'm ready. I love sponsors. We appreciate you. Um,
Yeah.
but it just depends. It depends for my male models, because male models are always needed. I'm always pushing you 2 times harder than I'm pushing the females. And I hate to say that because it's not like a sexist thing. It's the fact that you about to get double the shows and you got the abs too. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, there should be no excuse why you can't pull a model walk or pull a photo shoot. If I ask you about it and you don't get it done, then I'm gonna leave it right where it's at, just like you left it.
Right.
Period.
Nobody will want it more than you for you. That's for
Amen.
sure. That's for sure. I definitely understand that. And definitely thank you for your insight for those who may be watching. Let me ask, as far as you getting into modeling and finding the drive, like you said just now, how you were able to, you walk in, you say, okay, they've got it, they don't have it, based on their actions. What inspires you to kick into that high gear? I know you've already been doing this majority of your life, moving at a fast rate based on filling the schedule, but sometimes we all have those days where you just don't feel like, not today, or maybe you've been going, like you do, you work, and then it comes a day where it's your body's like, I'm trying to keep up with you, but I need, you got to give me a little bit.
Yeah.
What inspires you to keep it moving, to get out of the bed, and to see these things through, in those darkest times?
It's a few things. I actually had one of those moments today. Instead of logging in for overtime from one job straight to the next, I was like, I'm tired. I need a nap. I
That's
didn't
true.
realize how naps were so important. Thank you, Lord, for naps.
Them God said naps, man.
As I get older, I'm like, yep, don't call me between this time and this time. I'm out. I don't even care. My son even know. My son texts me today, like, Mom, you okay? Yep, just waking up from a nap. He was like, oh, okay. Like, so I say all that to say, you'll hear me say that a lot because I've been really good about getting back on topic. But no, it really is just number one, the creativity. The fact that, loosely transly put, nobody can stop my creativity energy. Like, only I can get in my own way. And if Jesus takes the thought from me,
Right.
then that's the issue. Other than that, I have went from being a redhead, like Cheeto redhead, to to now I have my sunset, which is always my muse for myself. I've done lingerie. I've done, and that was personal. That wasn't just, like, oh my gosh, I have to do it. Like when I got tired and I got enough, I was like, okay, I don't want to do it no more, or I'll still do it, but it's private or whatever. It wasn't like I was forced to do it. It was just like, oh, well, why not? It's creative. It's cute. It's appealing.
Right.
Um, I would say the drive also comes from my seed, knowing that my son gets up every morning, knowing that my son supports me. So many times that I come in and I'm exhausted, especially if we have to have call time at like 8 in the morning and I don't get back home till like 8 at night. He'll go and clean the car out, get all my bags, all my shoes, I've had it before where I came in and sat down on the couch and passed out, and I woke up in the middle of the night. He had took my shoes off and put a blanket on me. Um, so that drive to know that he's watching. Out even with the podcast, when I posted it in my broadcast channel on Instagram, which gives y'all all the goods. Go get in the broadcast or my Snapchat. That's where you get
Go
the
get
premium
go get
VIP.
in the broadcast now. Go get in there. We're gonna get y'all. We're gonna get y'all. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, when I posted this in there, because I told you I was gonna post it earlier, let it run through the day.
Yes.
He was the first person that hearted it and put yay. Like I didn't even tell him I was doing a podcast today. So
That's
whichever
amazing.
way it goes, I don't care what the world when I step out that door tries to say or do to me. My seed inside my home knows that I'm doing my best, and I'm showing him how to multitask, and I'm showing him how to go for your dreams, and I'm showing him how to be different. Dare to be different. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be your own person, and that's what modeling, that's what acting, that's what all that's bringing me. So my drive now is the creativity. When I feel sad, where I'm trying to figure out what type of day it is or why somebody said something or did something or whatever, I can get creative and express myself, and I ain't hurt nobody. I just gave more inspiration.
That's a win-win. I mean, anytime you can build yourself up without tearing someone down, that I feel like you're in a positive direction.
So,
And in today's time, it seems like I don't know for whatever reason that seems to be a quick, fast way to go. Things are just different. Let me put it that way than how we necessarily grew up.
yeah.
It's definitely a different world. But I mean, thankfully, we have people like you who are important, who are imparting that, who are showing that you can work hard, you can be your own boss in many different facets. You can wear many different hats,
Yeah.
and not only do that, but do it fashionably. By the
Very much.
way,
Thank you.
um, how did you uh, how did you bring yourself to get into the world of financial advising? By the way, I saw that was
So I'm gonna give it to her because I look like her, even though I say she looked like me. I'm gonna give it to my mom. Period. As long as I've known, she had been working at banks and as a teller, and at the time, it was an interest in it, but it was only when I started getting allowance, and I was like, "Oh, I still got money from last week. You giving me more money? Okay, and all I gotta do is clean my room and cook every now and then. Okay, let me wash these dishes real quick. Let me make you some Rice Krispie treats to be on the stove.
yeah,
Like realizing that an allowance um can help you more than anything. And I'll take that as a little sidebar disclaimer. Get out there and get your will and testaments done. Yes, people. We can have a real good financial conversation as well. You're not going to like me at the end, but it makes sense. Get your will and testaments. It doesn't hurt to do policies. Don't do a policy to try to knock nobody off or take nobody out, please, because you still got to deal with the Lord when you get up there. But yeah, it was really the fact of knowing that money can come in, and if I do right by money, it can better benefit me while I'm on this earth. It can better benefit the people I love and around me. So with my mom starting it back then, and I always knew it, but I was just like, I was more worried about my allowance and what I had to spend, and I didn't want to spend mine. Let me spend, yours, kind of thing, because I was spoiled as a daughter for my dad, well, both my dads, but just trying to figure that out. So as I got older and realized, okay, when I was 18, I got an apartment. Now I got to pay, a car note. Now I got to pay insurance. And so now it was like, okay, how do I budget to make this work? Has it always been perfect? No. Right now we're gonna pray about it because I'm sure like I'm ready to file my taxes. And then I was like, well, I may have to owe, and because now I got a second job. Like, it's just you start realizing that like sometimes, especially the economy and inflation has really kicked everybody in the teeth. One
yes,
of my close homegirls said it earlier today. You got to have a main job and a part-time job just to take care of your necessities,
yep,
even including what you want to do.
yep.
Um, so now it's just easier to use myself as the example, but help people. So many times that I've sat in the different banks and credit unions I've worked in like four now, three of them now, and I've been able to help people. The fact that I can sit down and say, okay, here's your IRA. But then, long story short, you put this money away now. When you pull it out when you're older, you ain't got to pay taxes on it. You can go do whatever you want to. Vegas is calling you.
Right.
Or, I can put it in layman's terms. For anybody who's a kid, I love when my kids would come into the bank. They always knew I had snacks in my drawer. So they would come in with their pizza from my drawer. Then they would go do their deposit of like $5 or whatever. But just little stuff like that, all the way to my young and vibrantest client, right now even was 108. So,
See?
and we know they know more than I do. But the fact that I'm still there to motivate and be like, okay, I see you. I see you want to go bowling, but you know what? Go on, you put half that to the side. You're gonna go bowling next month. I got you. It's like it's an inspiration to them to know that they're doing it themselves. I'm just helping to kind of put the I's dotted, T's crossed together.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So tell us more about Goddess Ray and the energy that you want to provide this year.
Oh my goodness. So Ray, Goddess Ray. I've always called myself Goddess, and I think that was just at the time because initially you would find a title. I've had it one time before where I went out for a birthday party, and I had on an outfit that was kind of like a little short, like track set. It was real, kind of small and snug, but I had on a see-through shawl on it, and I had on some knee-high boots. Is my favorite boots, even though I got it fixed, but they're Gucci boots. Only Gucci, anything I have. No, I don't need to have all of that. It'd be nice every now and then to have a purse, but I'd rather go ahead and pay the electric bill and get some ice cream and sit down somewhere. But
Mhm.
I'm just like, you
Lights
know,
are always nice.
like I can go all day. I can eat that on a couple of days. A purse I'd have to make sure don't nobody touch and I don't drop. No, I definitely, have a few things that come. And that's why I mean it's always gonna be a never ending cycle. Let me say that here. I do know for Goddess Ray, which is my 2024 statement, bringing energy vibe or Empress vibe, excuse me, is because Goddess Ray is the person that I'm creating. I'm Rachel all day long. So that's how you'll know. If you've known people that know me from like way back in the gap, they'll call me Rachel. People who have known me from like 18, 19 will call me Ray or Ray Ray. People who have known me in this adult 22, 23, 24, becoming a mom, being married, I've been married before, all of that, they'll go for more Ray or Ray D or DZ. And then now it's just an array of all that, depending on who it is and what permission I guess I gave them to what name. We're gonna pray about it. So goddess came from who I've created. At the time that, for example, when my locks were this big, and I had to look myself in the mirror and figure out, as my loctician who started me said, I had to redefine what I thought was beautiful. So I became into goddess because I still set myself on that higher throne. That means, no, I'm not perfect. I don't have time to be petty. It doesn't pay me. And if I've been petty with you, that means I really thought about it. So let's pray for you and me because that
Oh,
means
Lord.
really took time to execute it. Because other than that, I'd been like, Jesus loves you. Let me go get this money and I'll see you later. You
Amen.
know, it's a it's a it's a stance. It's a posture that I'm setting for myself to hold myself accountable. I got stuff to lose. So goddess for 2024 for me is making sure I keep my chin up. I'm keeping myself on the straight and narrow. I'm not saying anything's beneath me, but rather than sit here and go back and forth with somebody who probably don't even understand three-fourths of the stuff I'm dealing with or going through, I'm gonna let them have it. Jesus loves you. I'm gonna keep it pushing. Bringing Empress vibes is just re-reminding myself to whom much is given, much is required. And if you're an empress or if you're a king or if you're somebody in a higher throne, you have to hold yourself to that accountability. And I hold myself to that accountability. I hold the people around me to hold me to that accountability, um, because that means I'm giving you my best self.
I think we're here for it. I think we're here for it. We definitely want to see more of Empress Ray going into 2024. Let me ask, up to this point, what uh, what would you say is the most valuable skill you've learned throughout your life up until this point? I know we're every day we're learning something new. We're getting access to new opportunities to learn other lessons. I don't believe in failures or anything like that. I just believe in lessons and blessings. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they coincide. Sometimes they come separately. But
Yes,
you
sir.
know, what would you say is the most valuable skill you've learned to this day?
Oh man, there's two of them. The first one would be actually three of them technically. First one would be to listen. I work well, I would say the way that my part where my main job goes, there's a lot of people that were quick to respond, but if we just listened a little bit longer, we would actually get it right the first time. So listening has been a big deal for me. Yes, I'm hard headed. Yes, I talk a lot. I tell people that all the time. But if I'm actually talking, that means I got something to say. Because I could be like Andre 3000 and walk around and roam the earth and don't really worry about now one of y'all.
I'll be the flute.
I love me some Andre 3000. Don't get me wrong, but I could take a page or a chapter from his book and be like, oh, when I interact with you, that's what I do. Other than that, I'm
Right.
not worried. Um, no, I say that that's one of them is always to listen. The second one is patience. I've learned patience with myself. I'm not perfect, and I have to have patience with myself in order to have patience with each other. And so I do a good job of being patient, even if I got to drop my head and close my eyes and speak like this because I want to stay at a neutral tone because I don't want somebody threatened, but I do want them to hear what I said so I don't have to repeat it. Something like that'll happen. So patience, whew, my best friend. The third thing, and my most important and most favoriteest title, is being a mom. Learning that I love outside of myself. The fact that I've told my son that from the time he was in my womb, I promised him I got his back. And being a single mom, as everybody always says, is hard. We obviously know that. Being a single parent, period. Shout out to the dads. Shout out to you dads who, even when she feel like she crazy, he crazy, grandma crazy, everybody crazy, whatever, you continue to be there in your child's life, seeing your face, texting, calling, showing up. Please keep it up. I love you guys so much. For the moms, same thing. I love you guys. We always give you your flowers more than the dads. I'm just taking a moment to love on these men because ain't nothing hotter than a man who take care of his kids. I'm just saying. But um, mom, that title, I don't care if don't nobody else ever say nothing, do nothing, as long as God got my back and I hear mom, mommy, or I love you, or I get a hug, baby, my world is made. It is what it is. Um, it made me love more than what I already love. It made me take a step back to really reevaluate myself more than ever. It helps me to learn how to correct people gently because we all have feelings. And it learned me, and I said learned, it learned me
Old school right there. All right.
already.
Teach-
Okay,
Go ahead and learn something. Go ahead and learn something. Go ahead.
let's learn them. Um, it learned me directly to shoot towards the goal, keep pushing towards that goal. Because if I don't succeed, like you said, there's no failures, then I know I need to rewrite it and figure it out. But I know he's watching. And in the sense of him learning that if it doesn't work out, I can take it back and figure it out again. And then the fact that he knows if it don't work, mom's got it. And if mom don't got it, then we're gonna work on it together. So it's team building. Um, Once life gets a hold of you, life is not worried about, oh, you just lost somebody, oh, you don't feel good, oh, you didn't pay your bill, oh, you didn't have the money, oh, you didn't eat today. Like life doesn't care. Period.
It'd be life, and that's for sure.
For real.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's pretty much it for me. Those three titles are like the biggest to me. I would say loyalty and everything and respect. And those are, don't get me wrong, because people who know me, especially if my eye gets to twitching, that those are my primaries. But those three to me are like the foundation. Once you set those bars, I can look at you like, okay, now who are we dealing with?
That's definitely dope. I really appreciate you answering that, Ray. I've got well, two or three more questions for you, if that's cool. My first is to somewhere there's a smaller, um, younger woman who's want to follow in the footsteps of Ray. She's seen your story, and she's inspired, and she wants to know what knowledge can you impart in her.
Oh my goodness. So that's kind of like that one I'm seeing around now, which is like the three words you could say to your 18-year-old self.
If you could.
I would definitely say to start, always believe in you. If God put it on your heart, whether it takes you to succeed or try again, um, you can do it. As long as it's positive, because some people will do so many things and they know it's wrong and they don't care. But then when they, get popped upside the forehead, then they like, no, it didn't. You knew exactly what it was. So believing in yourself in the good way definitely will keep you through. I can say that from many times of having a bazillion people around me and I'm the life of the party to being the one person and there's probably only, it feels like half a person there to support. I know that when I walk out this door, I'm alone. And I heard that on a movie, I think one time before. It was like, it was Ray Charles, when he was like, I walk out the door and I'm alone, I'm in the dark. Like, when I walk out this door, I know that there's a whole world that may or may not accept me, may or may not like me, may or may not appreciate what it is I do. I could be out here being bougie. I could be out here being a gold digger. I could be out here trying to do all the things that I see people around me do, whether they succeed or fail. That's neither here nor there. Um, but I know that I believe in me. I believe I'm capable. And if I can't get it done this way, I'm going to figure it out that way. And if I can't get it done that way, I'm going to figure it out the back way. And then I'm going to continue to figure it out until I can't figure it out no more. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your ability. You have to believe in the old school praying grandmas that prayed over you, your ancestors, the people that still root for you. You have to even believe in your haters because if you ain't doing something right, they wouldn't have something to hate on.
There
So
you go. Ding, 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 ding. Right. Hey, man, I love that. I love that. They got to do their job, right? They got to do their job.
all day. I hope they
You-
get paid for it because if
I
not,
was
show
gonna say,
up, pay me for it. Y'all don't give me the money. I'll send you my cash app. Don't send it to me.
look at you boosting the economy. What? All right, all right.
Hallelujah.
My second question is, um, could you? Well, we always like to come back and catch up. You know, as you guys are, as we get to talk to interesting people on the show and hear your story and know that you're on your road to success, and this was just a gas station stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We hope that in the future, given the opportunity, would you be willing to come back and sit with us on the podcast and tell us
Absolutely.
what's been going on with you from the last time we spoke to wherever you are, maybe in your life at that time?
I better have an invite. Okay.
you already, you already know you got the VIP pass. We got you, girl. We got
Like, yeah, we're gonna do this on Tuesday. Okay.
you.
No,
All right. All right.
I would definitely. I think one thing that I've learned, and this is in this business as I adjust. See, this is how serious this is. I had to adjust. Um, you don't want to burn bridges. Even if you choose not to work with somebody else anymore, there's still a way to go about it.
Right.
Your integrity is everything. So knowing that I would be invited back, that's for a podcast, that's a show. I'll give you the best example. There's a show that I've done. This will be my fourth time doing the show. I found out about it like 2, 3 days after we finished that show for my third time. That the date that they had for the new show, the show sent me their flyer directly. So that means the show is like, you already know you got this in your calendar, right? You're gonna be here. So
Thanks.
the fact that sometimes people will go ahead, and that's the complete utmost connection to when they say people mention your name in rooms before you even step in the room. It's kind of one of those things to know that I would be invited back to a show or invited back for an opportunity. I'll make time for it. I'll make sure it's in my calendar. I make sure that I try to do it. If there's any reason I can't, then I'm honest. But yeah, absolutely. I would do it here and then some. I was gonna ask you, did you want to kind of connect on the LA show too? Because that I'm gonna be real.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. I'm there. You just gotta let me know. You gotta let me know when we can. Hey, we gonna definitely be there. We gonna definitely
That's
wrap that
two
up for
weeks.
sure.
Then we got 2 weeks. I will talk to you. I'll get you the exact day. Well, let's pick the day that we're gonna do that one because you definitely want to be connected with the LA one too. LA about to be super lit. I'm
For
excited.
sure. Before I get that last question to you, do you want to tell us more about what's going on with LA for those
So
who?
LA, basically, long story short, I will be doing red carpet hosting. I'm so
Okay,
excited. So
I could be on
when
the
we
red carpet.
yes, and I will be modeling. So I'll be red carpet hosting and modeling in that show right after.
LA
So
better
basically
get ready.
ended up on a Carnival cruise that we did a show. I am now an international model. Whoop! And
Say that one more time. It's
international model.
okay, okay, okay.
Thank you. Hashtag international model. Thank you. Thank you. No pictures.
That
Um,
proper respect.
well, that show, I couldn't catch my breath. So that's why I didn't post any of the videos. But I basically was doing the hosting and the modeling. And so I love the energy of trying to make sure the crowd was informed and hyped. And giving them inspiration and motivation. So this show, it actually came to where I'll be doing the red carpet. So I'm very excited, very appreciating the opportunity to Regina and her team, and definitely Dark Orchid. It's fun to know that my name is being said on the radio stations in LA, and now the video or the drop is out, and so I'm excited. But yes, we will be modeling, and I'll be doing red carpet hosting. I'm getting myself prepared for that. So thank you for the opportunity for this, because it's giving me that rapid fire energy. Because I've only been on what, like, another podcast and like two other interviews, so I've been very limited with this part of it. I'm just now branching out to dig into this area. So.
You have to make some room. Tell they're gonna be calling you.
Oh man,
They
come
gonna,
on with it. We received
they,
it. We received all that. Come on. I keep my calendars right here with me. What you want to do? What you want to do? What you
get in
want
one of the phones. Get in one of. You got to get in one of Ray's
to
phones. Hey,
Look, you should see me now. It's like, okay, wait, why did I get this one? But it's for just photos. It's just for creativity. So yeah. So yeah, no, I welcome it all. I welcome sponsorships. I even welcome feedback, because somebody can give me something that'll be an idea. Good, bad, and indifferent. People want attention, whether it's good, bad, and indifferent. So I accept it all, because that's your opinion. Now I may adjust from it, or I may pray over it and keep it pushing. But I welcome all connections. Creativity is by leaps and bounds. You can't corner it. So
well, I want to tell you congratulations on walking the red carpet. We are on not only walking the red carpet, but on hosting the red carpet. I can
yes,
say I haven't had any guests on here to have that accolade. So I knew that, and we've done a ton of
yeah,
interviews, but that's definitely one that stuck with me. So
oh,
congratulations on
thank
your
you.
journey,
Yes,
and that has brought you to this point.
yes.
Uh, and this is only the beginning, Ray. You're a ray of sunshine. Like you
Thank
said something. You
you.
said something earlier. You said an array of people. And I was like, you know what? An array of Ray sounds like a book.
Yeah,
An
I
array of
receive
Ray.
it. I receive
It,
it. I claim
it,
it. I
it's
give you
not.
a percentage, because somebody did tell me I was supposed to write a book. Told you we got stuff to talk about. We'll talk about that. I got you.
Hey, no, as long as you give people opportunity to know, you don't have to pay me anything. It's your story. You live
Yeah.
here.
Oh no, we're gonna bring
Um,
it on. We got that. You already know.
hey, just throw me the podcast after the book come out. We good. We
Yeah,
good.
man.
All
Oh
right.
yeah, you get the first. You get the drop.
All
You get the first dibs. You period with it. Yep.
right. Hey, all right.
And
Don't
people
throw me
actually
with it.
call me a ray of sunshine. There's a couple of my models that call me a ray of sunshine. So ironically, that's what I'm telling you. Every time we right place, right time, right conversation.
Infectious positive energy is definitely and always a welcoming thing. So my last question for you, Ms. Ray, is would you do us a favor, look right into the camera, and give everyone your socials of where they can follow you, where they can keep up with your journey, so that they can support and definitely share. Don't just guys. I know you be on these apps all day looking at feeds. Y'all know how the hearts work. Y'all know how to share button work. Share. You understand what I'm saying? Share. Put it out there so other people can also benefit from the information. Okay.
Absolutely. Well, you definitely would start with Instagram. That's kind of the biggest platform. Thank the Lord for every single person that pressed like and follow and sharing information. Those are all organic. I've never bought followers. I thought about it in the beginning, but I'm so thankful and blessed to say every single person pushed that button. So you can find me at RAY52 RAY. That's Instagram. Definitely my primary. You got Facebook. There's four different Facebooks. There's Ray Deezy, so that's RAY, first word, DEEZIE. That's for the main part of modeling. There's Rachel Ray Ray, so RACHEL space RAYRAY. That's more of my, friends from high school, a little more personal connection. Do your work is my ultimate love. That is my motivation page. Do your work. So it's Rays, RAYS, then separate word, do, separate word, your, separate word, work. That is inspiration. I try to build you. I'm trying to love on you. I'm trying to spend time getting into that into me see and letting you do it on your own time. I'm just here as a shoulder and an assistant. And then of course Ray D, RAY dash D. I think it's Ray D 52. At Ray D 52. That is my Ray D page. That's where a lot of the drops from like my walks are coming. I'm trying to decide where I'm gonna switch it up there, but definitely that's one of my main. So those are the four for Facebook. Instagram, I already got that. TikTok, I'm on TikTok. I'm putting on my walks on TikTok, so bear with me there. It should be Ray Deezy 52. I have to look it up. I should have wrote them all out, but of course, usually if you get to one of my pages, you'll see the links for all the other ones, and all you got to do is click it. I try to make sure the hyperlink's ready for you to click it and follow. I will list them all here on my page after here today, and keep them listed. I do have Twitter. I do have what's the chat one? Clubhouse. I have Clubhouse. Yeah, so I got pretty much everywhere. BLKEM or Black M, I think is another one, which is a social media like a Facebook, but it's a Black social media. So BLKEM.com. You guys need to check it out. Give it some love. I have a page there. I even got into my MySpace page. Probably won't be using it, but I'm definitely gonna pull all them pictures from the throwbacks. So
You still got time as a friend,
I mean, hey, once you start it, you can't just let it go.
right?
It may make a comeback. It may make a comeback.
Right. Listen, Tom was the world's friendliest person.
I mean, he was everywhere. He became cousin. He just didn't get invited to the cookout. Like once he started
Never.
making music, we started trying to invite him, but
Right.
he didn't get the electric slide. He never got to the electric slide.
I thought it was the raisins I thought it was the raisins potato salad,
I
but
mean,
we don't know. You know
he probably did. That's probably where he left out because then Facebook took off and we ain't seen him since. So we
at
gotta
all, man. Hey, free my guy Tom, man. We gonna find you, dog.
bring him back,
But
y'all. Come on, Tom. We pulling for you, player.
we holding out for you. All right, Ray, it has been an awesome opportunity here, getting to know you. We listening to your journey. Not only is it inspiring, not only is it positive, but it's a motivation, and it definitely is hopeful to hear that there's somebody out here that's actually doing positive work, trying to set a positive role model. Not saying that there aren't others that do the same thing,
Right.
but in this world, it does definitely seem to be easier to go about things a different way. So the fact that you're being resilient, you're walking in your purpose, hey, you're doing it in a way that others can learn from it, and you're sharing the radiant light that you have. We just commend you and definitely want to continue to encourage and watch you through this journey going forward.
Blessings.
Hey,
I appreciate that. And thank you for the opportunity. Again, I knew it was kind of energy when we first connected. And I mean, as you see, I love the fact that when I tell people who I am and I give it to you straight, no chase, months, years, decades later, I'm still that same chick. You either love it or hate it. And blessings to you either which way it goes. Because trust me, it's about to keep popping. But definitely, again, you guys hit me up, follow me, follow the No Offense podcast, follow all of their social media pages too. You guys go back, like, share. I would tell you pretty much as I tell people, if you go back to any of my pages and like majority of my pictures or all of my pictures, I usually go back and market for you for about 2-3 months. So I would say that's also another way to build with networking and marketing. I told you I'm gonna give you all my stuff, but
I'm
yes,
slipping
and you will be helping me with YouTube so I can figure out YouTube and get my life together because it would be nice to do, a couple things,
for sure.
maybe financial. I'll maybe go in and do a couple things where we set out and do a graph or, where people can start to do their own finances and maybe for like the first through the 31st. And if by the 31st, we may have like a meetup somewhere, something where we can kind of include people. But yeah, so I check out my YouTube. I'm getting it together. It's still under Ray, but I'll link it too. But you guys, again, blessings. Thank you for the opportunity. I've had fun. Stay tuned because yeah, I'm gonna take this rest break in Jesus' name. I'm gonna give me some naps and
Well,
bust these two jobs all the way through and through before we get ready for LA. I'm claiming that LA is just through the roof. I can't even wait.
I'm sure it's going to be phenomenal because you're there, Ray.
Yeah.
Definitely. Listen, we're here for it. We talked on the YouTube. I'm definitely here for it. Well, once we have some time, once everything kind of calms down a little bit, we're gonna knock it out and get it done because that's in your nature to get it done. So
I claim it. Here we go for March. Let's get it.
let's get it. Until next time, you take care.
Blessings. Thank you.
Blessings. All right, guys, this is gonna wrap up our episode of the No Offense podcast, man. As we promised, man, Ray is definitely a ray of sunshine. I told you guys we're gonna be in for a treat. You got the chance to meet another phenomenal person of interest, but not just another person, but a person who's out here making a difference and walking in her truth and her light. We definitely enjoy having these kinds of people on the podcast and getting an opportunity to talk to you guys. And we definitely take every view uh, to heart, and our gratitude we hope shows through it all. We know that you have a choice whether you like to watch this or not. And the fact that you decided to sit with us, fellowship with us, and take the time to get to know these awesome individuals, we definitely thank you. Remember, I always say, don't wait on the world to change when you could be the one to change the world. I am Mr. No Offense. You guys have been absolutely awesome, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.